next day, chapter 9, we all look up. Let me tell you, living in a shelter means you spend a lot of time standing in line and waiting. First, we stand in line and wait to take showers. Then we wait to wash and dry our clothes. Mama says it's a good way to meet people, though. Back home, when we'd go to the Piggly Wiggly to do our grocery shopping, by the time we got to the checkout lady, Mama was best friends with everybody in line. And she loved going to the Just Like Home laundromat to catch up on all the town gossip. Here, though, people don't seem so friendly or talkative. By the time we get ourselves and our clothes clean, there's a new lady at the front desk. Her name is Jean. She smiles a lot. She gives us meal tickets for the 6th Street Community Kitchen. It's nothing fancy, but it'll fill you up, she says with a laugh. She also gives us directions to the Christian Center where we can get winter coats, gloves, and hats. Just show them this, she says, handing Mama a slip of paper with a bright green stamp on it. And they'll let you pick out a few things for free. Can't beat that. Jean has a lot of enthusiasm for her job. We meet Daddy out front. Dylan wraps his arms around Daddy's legs like he's never going to let go. Daddy looks so tired. My heart hurts. I go stand next to him and touch the sleeve of his jacket. Hey, Daddy, I say. Daddy gives me a quick sideways hug. Hey, Peanut, he says. Take your little brother's hand. Gently, he peels Dylan's arms from his legs. We wait in line for the right bus to take to the Christian Center. I don't mind the waiting in this line so much. I love looking at those high, faraway mountains. When we finally get to the Christian Center, we wait again while the guy working there unlocks the back room. Mama hands him the piece of paper with the bright green stamp while Daddy tries to keep Dylan from running in and out of the clothes racks. The man pushes open the door. Here you go, he says. Mama's face falls just the tiniest bit. No nice, neat clothes racks in here. Instead, clothes are piled up in boxes without rhyme or reason. The room smells like mothballs and bleach. Mama pulls a smile out of her pocket anyway. Thank you, she says. I've never had a real winter coat and only hats and gloves for fun. We never needed much more than a heavy sweater in Louisiana. After digging through 2 big, tall boxes, I find a red wool coat with a hood and pockets. It's perfect, Mama says. The red shows off your pretty blonde hair and green eyes. Describing my hair as blonde is a bit of a stretch. It's more light brown, but that's okay. My eyes are, in fact, green. After we've gotten our coats, hats, and gloves, Daddy says we should walk around and get the lay of the land. He says this thing in Tallahassee where his buddy Jim had promised him a job. In Baton Rouge when we stayed with Mama's cousin, and in Abilene, Texas, where our car broke down for good, and where Dylan landed in the emergency room with bad asthma, which used up almost all of our money. The wind blows hard and cold. I pull my hood up and I take the gloves out of my coat pocket. A little slip of paper flutters to the sidewalk. I pick it up. It's from a fortune cookie. It says, "The stranger you meet will become your friend." I snort. I show it to Mama. Everybody here is a stranger, I say. Back home, between school and my Firefly Girls troop, I had lots of friends, and the town was so small, there were hardly any strangers. Yes, but every stranger you meet is a friend in disguise, she says, looping her arm through mine and pumping me with her hip. We stand in line again, waiting for the 6th Street Community Kitchen to open up. At least Daddy gets to go inside and eat with us. Mama's talking with a woman behind us who has a little baby with a runny nose. Daddy's frowning at the help wanted ads in the newspaper, and Dylan is just about completely worn out. So I keep him close to me and I pull his new hat down over his ears. There are lots of people waiting in this line to eat. Some have big packs on their backs. Some push shopping carts loaded with all kinds of stuff. There are old people who don't talk much, unlike the old people back home, and women telling their kids to behave. People talking, some laughing, bare hands rubbing together to keep warm. The wind carries the smell of butter bread and unwashed clothes. Other people looking like they have somewhere important to go, don't look at us. They don't want to get too close. Like our situation, standing in a line to eat, might be catching. I shrink inside my coat. I'm glad everybody here is a stranger. I see the girl with the long black hair from the shelter ahead of us. She smiles and waves. I'm just about to wave back when the woman in front of us turns around. Her silver hair blows in the wind. Where have I seen her? Have you seen Sis? She asks. Her blue eyes dart with worry. Her eyes, the color anyway, remind me of Grandma Bess. I'm not sure who Sis is, ma'am, I answer. The old woman looks up at the sky. The angels are coming in their chariots of wind and ice, she says. Okay, that's kind of weird. Before I can answer, I see something wiggle under the woman's coat. A little brown fuzzy head pops out under the woman's chin. The dog looks right at me, and I can tell by the way his eyes smile, he's wagging his tail. Oh my gosh, he's so cute, I say. The worry leaves the woman's eyes. She smiles. This is my baby, she says. The little dog tips his head up and licks her chin. Can I pet him? I whisper. The woman nods. Dogs are the best medicine, she says. I reach out and I stroke the top of his head. It's warm beneath my hand. He closes his eyes and makes an almost purring sound of contentment. I know exactly how he feels. Just for that moment, everything feels normal, even good. My heart is light. A voice behind us breaks the spell. Line's moving! I blink. I'm standing in the cold, waiting to eat. I put my hand in my pocket to hold on to that good feeling of the little dog's head. Thank you, ma'am, I say. I do feel better. She turns back around. In my mind, I'm already planning on sharing my food, whatever it is, with that dog. Then I hear a voice at the front of the line say, "Come on, Jewel. You know the rules. You can't come in with your dog." "Please, Rick," she pleads with the man at the door. "Just this one time. He won't hurt anybody. Why," she says all in a rush, "you won't even know he's here." The man named Rick shakes his head. "I'm sorry, Jewel." He motions for the next person in line to come through the door. "It's not fair," I mutter. "It's me," Dylan says, rubbing his eyes. The old woman walks towards us. Her eyes are fixed on the sidewalk. She's saying something over and over that I can't hear, but oh, that little dog baby looks directly into my eyes, like he has all the hope in the world. And for just a minute, for the first time in a long time, I feel a little flicker of hope. Miss Jean was right. The food was not very good. Canned corn, canned green beans, soupy potatoes, some kind of meat, sliced white bread. But it did fill us up. As we walked back to the shelter, even though it's colder than ever and the wind pushes us along the sidewalk, we're all dragging our feet. We know we have to get back by 8 or we'll be locked out, but getting back also means that Daddy goes one way and we go to the other. Then all of a sudden, Dylan stops dead in his tracks. He looks up into the street light. Look! He cries. I can't make sense of what I'm seeing. White, feathery things swirling, cartwheeling down from the black night sky. At first, there's just a few, and I wonder if I imagined it. Then there's more and more, like swarms of white butterflies. Something wet and cold lands on my cheek. I gasp. Snow! Dylan laughs. He runs this way and that, trying to catch the snowflakes in his hand, just like he used to chase fireflies at home. Mama turns her face to the sky, closes her eyes, and smiles a beautiful smile. Snow, she says, with happiness. Daddy puts his arms around her, and for the first time in forever, he smiles too. We all look up at the wonder of it in the circle of light. Snowflakes swirling, landing, touching cheeks, noses, eyelashes, like little kisses from heaven.